So that's Cody Price and the number 91 taking a wild ride in the hot lap session. Whoa. When I glanced over, he was at least 10 to 15 feet in the air. And good thing is, as the driver is out, he's okay. And we'll repair that sprint car. He might be able to repair it and go again tonight.
Side by side, looking at turn 4. Let's see, we got a green light. Let's go racing. Up on the outside, it's Chris Kuhn out of Kilgore. Here comes the 67 of Matt Goswick trying to get underneath the 41 of Seth McMacken. Seth McMacken drives hard into that turn. On the outside, you got Josh Graham in the 15 trying to make a move. Pepper Kirkendall right on the rear bumper of the 67 of Matt Goswick. Kirkendall gets a little bit wild. Here comes Tommy Davis Jr. in the 25C moving into the 5th spot. Matt Goswick running hard into that turn in the 67 trying to get underneath the 00 of Chris Kuhn. Oh, little too hot getting in there. He caught it. McMacken underneath him. Here comes Kirkendall and Davis. Out front now is the 00 of Chris Kuhn. McMacken pushing high. Here comes Kirkendall moving into that second position down the front straightaway. It's Chris Kuhn, Kirkendall, McMacken, Goswick, and Tommy Davis Jr. It's Goswick and Jr., Tommy Davis Jr. on the outside. TDJ has moved into that 3rd position. He is moving on the outside. Looks like Chris Kuhn is trying to hold that brake to hold his car down. Not helping him much there. TDJ moves around the outside and takes over that 2nd position. Here comes Goswick on the inside in that 67 trying to take the 3rd place away. White flag out one more time around. Kirkendall up front, but he's got a hard charging Tommy Davis Jr. on the outside in the 25C. Kirkendall in the 33. Davis Jr. in the 25C. Kirkendall's holding it down. It looks like Tommy Davis Jr. is going to get the best of him coming out down the front straightaway, across the checkered flag. It's the 25C of Tommy Davis Jr., then the 33 of Kirkendall, the 67 of Goswick, and the 00 of Chris Kuhn. 5th place, it'll be Josh Graham moving in there, and the rest of them is on the back. And we got the 2nd heat in the Buckmeyer Motorsports USRA Limited Modifieds. Moving on to Speedway, I'll turn it over to Pete Horonas for this one.
All right, Joe, sounded good. Green flag out. Bryce Allen out in front. Kenneth Reed slams off the 56 of Ashcraft over there in turn number 1. Now Kenneth Reed challenging for the lead against the 72 of Bryce Allen. He's got it coming off turn number 4. Kenneth Reed to the point. Allen now trying to hang on to second with Stephen Ashcraft in that number 56 challenging for that spot. Kenneth Reed going around. Oh, we got problems over here in turn number 2. We stay green. We may have moved the tire, but caution on the Speedway. So Robert McCutcheon getting the worst of that. Kenneth Reed almost going around over there in turn number 2. Everybody started hitting the brakes, and that's what caused that problem over there in turn number 2. Green flag back out. Kenneth Reed out in front. Stephen Ashcraft in second. Now, Wally Beatty and that number 75 up to third as they go down the back straightaway, and following to fourth is Bryce Allen and that number 72. Kenneth Reed continues to lead. Stephen Ashcraft right there in second. White flag in the air, white flag in the air for Kenneth Reed. Ashcraft trying to get by him, nothing doing so far. Off turn number 4, side by side for the lead. We saw it a minute ago. Whoa, too close to call. Whoa. And the transponder says the 36 of Kenneth Reed. .014 seconds. Whoa. So Kenneth Reed wins it in the 36. Second spot goes to the 56 of Stephen Ashcraft. Third goes to Wally Beatty in the number 75. And that's the way they finish up heat race number 2 for your Buckmeyer Motorsports USRA Limited Modifieds, with the call of heat race number 3, Smokin' Joe.
Thank you, Pete. That was a pretty good little race there. Looking for a green, and we got it. Wondershot in that 155. Then it's a battle for second between the 19 of McGivney, the 11 of Eric Luttrell. Brandon Williams currently in third, but here comes a hard charging Chase Raymond. Oh, and Chase Raymond gets a little bit sideways, gets up in front of McGivney, Richard McGivney, and nowhere for Richard to go, turns him on around. Looks like the Q1 of Shane Clements, or Stephen Clements, also involved in that. Green light's on. Wondershot high, McGivney low. Jeffrey McGivney, that is. And that's Wondershot. And Jeff McGivney, Eric Luttrell. Or is it Eric Luttrell and Jeff McGivney? Luttrell wins that one off of turn 4, moving into second place. And you got Wildman Wondershot in the 155 running the top, Eric Luttrell in the 11 on the bottom, along with Jeff McGivney, and then there's Chase Raymond in fourth with Brandon Williams in the 5 car, bringing up that 5th position. Eric Luttrell has moved out into the lead past the Wildman on the inside. Here comes Jeff McGivney trying to make the same move underneath. McGivney running low. Here comes Chase Raymond on the top side. Your second position being held by the Wildman Wondershot in the 155. Out of turn 4, looking at 2 laps to go. It's the 11 of Eric Luttrell, the 155 of Wildman Wondershot, the 1 of Chase Raymond, the 19 of Jeffrey McGivney, the 5 of Brandon Williams, the 19 of Richard McGivney, and Stephen Clement bringing up the rear. White flag out one more time for the 11 of Eric Luttrell. At this point, he'd have to make a mistake to lose that lead position. Down the back straightaway and into turn 3. Coming out of turn 4, looking at that checkered flag, it's the 11 of Eric Luttrell. The second going to the Wildman Wondershot in the 155. Third to the 1 car of Chase Raymond. Fourth to the 19 of Jeff McGivney. Fifth to Brandon Williams. And then you got Richard McGivney and Stephen Clement bringing up the rear.
Heat race number 1, factory stocks.
Pete, you can thank Matt Reed and Mesquite Science for that 77. He's the one that does our lettering.
Oh, there you go. You can see it, that's for sure. Green flag out. Jerry Cowart jumps down to the bottom side of the racetrack, picks up the early lead. Jeff Jones on the outside. They're making it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Keith Jackson right there in the center. Joseph Casper to the inside. Jeff Jones now up to second in the 6M. Keith Jackson in third. The K13 Shane King takes a peek on the outside of the 77 of Joseph Casper. He's got that 4th spot down the back straightaway. Jerry Cowart continues to lead in that white number 22. Jeff Jones in second. Now Jones taking a peek down to the inside. Cowart goes high. He opens the door. Here comes Jeff Jones down on the inside. New leader down the back straightaway. Oh, Cowart gives him a little tag in the back bumper. Halfway through heat race number 1 for the factory stocks. Two laps to go. With Jeff Jones out in front. Jerry Cowart now feeling the pressure from the K13 of Shane King. King once again, here we go, down to the inside. He's got it. Second spot now, Shane King in that K13. Cowart, oh, watch out. I'd almost say they're almost picking on the number 22 at this point in time. Keith Jackson getting into the side of him. Down the back straightaway. Jeff Jones, the leader. Shane King right there. We've seen a couple of last lap passes so far in the early going here at Devil's Bowl. Not going to happen this time. Jeff Jones going to win it in the 6M. A little puff of smoke coming from the 6M as he is down in turn number 1. Shane King going to finish in second spot. Jerry Cowart in the 22 winds up third. 25J of Keith Jackson fourth. And Blake Beggs in that 23B rounds out the top 5.
Pacing slowly around, looking for that green. Danny Ferguson knows it, and it's time to go racing. Eddie Smith in the 2 car jumping out front, but here comes Jensen on the inside. One of the Jensens, Brett Jensen, I'm guessing, in the 123. Jensen's diving down underneath. They'll drive hard into turn 3. Eddie Smith holding his own up there. Got that car humming right now. So now it's the 123 of B.A. Jensen. I've been corrected. He wants to be called B.A. instead of Brett. So here we go. Tommy McKinley on the rear bumper of your leader, the 2 car of Eddie Smith. Tommy McKinley moves to the outside of that 71M car. Tommy McKinley's the current champion here at Devil's Bowl Speedway as far as the last, 2 or 3 years. Now it's B.A. Jensen again in the 123 on the inside of the 2 car of Eddie Smith. Tommy McKinley moved out to about a 6 car length lead coming down the straightaway. He's looking at halfway through this race. As they go past the flag stand, it's McKinley, B.A. Jensen, Eddie Smith, Don Jensen in the 54 of Melvin Kemp, with the 85 of Stephen Ashcraft bringing up the rear of that pack. Eddie Smith in that 2 car hanging on. He's got the Jensens surrounded by Jensens right now. Up. 23 of Don Jensen looks like he's slowing down. White flag coming out for the 71M of Tommy McKinley. It's McKinley, B.A. Jensen, Eddie Smith, and the 54K of Melvin Kemp Jr. in the top 4 positions. Down the back straightaway and into turn 3. Coming off of turn 4, looking at that checkered flag. It's the 71M of Tommy McKinley. Second going to the 123 of B.A. Jensen. Third to the 54K of Melvin Kemp Jr. getting together with the 2 car of Eddie Smith. Shoved him a little sideways coming out of turn 4, and Eddie Smith didn't like that. So he says, here, you want to pass me clean. You don't need to run over me. All right, looks like the third heat is lined up, and I'm going to turn it back over to Pete Horonas.
Looks like all 7 cars there. Here we go. Looking for the side-by-side start coming off turn number 4. 50-50 tickets on sale. 50-50 tickets on sale. Green flag out. Jumping to the outside is Chris Davis in that number 98. Trying to wrestle the lead away from the U81 of Brendan Marshall. He's got it coming off turn number 4. Chris Davis in that number 98 out in front. Here comes Rick Murray and that number 8 car also on the outside. Also making the pass on the U81 of Brendan Marshall. He goes to third. Rick Murray up to second. And out in front, Chris Davis in that number 98. Here he comes, your point leader, the number 17, Tommy Davis Jr. Also working the outside groove on Brendan Marshall. He's got it. Down the back straightaway. Halfway, 3 laps down, 3 to go here in the third and final heat race. Wow, Chris Davis went all the way up the racetrack. As Rick Murray now side by side with Tommy Davis Jr. in the number 17 for the lead, for the second spot. Rick Murray. Tommy Davis Jr. now in second. Rick Murray goes to third. Brendan Marshall in the U81 continues to hang on to fourth. With Gary Ray Spears in that 77S rounding out the top 5. Here we go. White flag in the air. One more time around for Chris Davis in the number 98. Pair of brothers. Chris Davis and Tommy Davis Jr. Tommy Davis Jr. don't think he doesn't want to get up there and just give him a little tap on the back bumper, try to get by him. Checkered flag in the air. Your winner. He raced number 2, Chris Davis in the number 98. Tommy Davis Jr. finishes in second. Rick Murray in the number 8 winds up in third. Gary Ray Spears fourth, and Brendan Marshall rounds out the top 5 in heat race number 3 for your factory stocks.
And that's a good start. John Deskin's got a good jump there. Right now it's Deskins, Jonas. Man, I'm having heck seeing the car numbers now. I'm used to the wings. Deskin, Jonas, 57 of Chase Parson. Oh, got one broke on the back straightaway. Oh, he's going. Oh, whoa, that was scary. Woo! Get on off the track here, dude. And looks like the 15 of Jeremy Jonas out of El Paso is your leader now. All right, we're going green again. Oh, you got one running the high side. That'll be the 57 of Chase Parsons running on that high side. He's playing the cushion. Out front, it's the 15 of Jeremy Jonas. As it stands, it's Jeremy Jonas, Chase Parsons, Justin Fifield. Oh, Parsons getting way high. Managed to hang on to it. Out front is still the 15 of Jeremy Jonas, and he has got that baby singing. All right, it's Jonas, Parson, Fifield, Shabester. These guys are hauling the mail. They're getting around this racetrack in about 17 and a half seconds. Oh, Jonas lifting that left front wheel off the ground. He is getting some bite out of that right rear. White flag coming out one more time around. That means the 57 of Chase Parsons has got one more lap to catch the 15 of Jeremy Jonas. Checkered flags out. Your winner, the 15 of Jonas. Second going to the 57 of Chase Parsons. Third to the 49 of Fifield. Fourth, I think, well, I'm not even going to think. The 22X is Steven Shabester, according to the computer here. Dadgum, I need a drink. Pete, I'm going to let you have this second one right now.
Green flag out. Oh-ho! The 24, Joseph Casper, drifts high, falls to fourth. Races here every week with a wing on that thing. This week took the wing off. As out in front is the number 118 of Scott Evans. The 58 of Gary Floyd runs in second. Brian Dembrick. And the number 10 runs in third with Justin Zimmerman, your point leader, in fourth. Field pretty spaced out here in heat race number 2 for the ASCS Elite non-wing sprints. Off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Scott Evans in the number 118 continues to lead. And these guys are flying around the Devil's Bowl Speedway. And last lap was a 17.670 for Scott Evans in the 118. Gary Floyd continues to run in second spot with the number 58. Brian DeBrick in the number 10 continues to run in third. And the point leader runs in fourth, Justin Zimmerman. Rounding out the top 5, Joseph Casper in that number 24. Only second time to run without a wing. 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. For Scott Evans in the number 118. He'll be looking at the white flag this time by. White flag in the air for Scott Evans in the number 118. Off turn number 4. Down the front straightaway. Checker flag in the air. Your winner, the number 118 is Scott Evans. Second spot going to the 58 of Gary Floyd. Third, Justin Zimmerman in the 1 pound car. And fourth spot goes to the number 10 of Brian DeBrick. Brian DeBrick in the number 10 car. And that's the way they finish up in heat race number 2, your ProTech heat race number 2.
Green flag's out. Weston Gorham jumps into the lead. Goes in high. Weston Gorham, J.D. Fry, Jason Howell, Chad Goff, Brad West, Paul White, and Chris Tarrant in that order. Weston Gorham is flying. J.D. Fry trying to hang on to that 52 car with a hard charge, and Jason Howell in the 44 right behind him. Weston Gorham running just a shade under 18-second laps around Devil's Bowl Speedway. Jason Howell trying to get underneath the 52 of J.D. Fry to no avail, coming out of turn 4 now, going back to straightaway. It's Fry in second, Howell in third, Chad Goff in fourth. Paul White in that one car, trying to get up underneath the 9 car Goff. Paul White pulls a slide job on him, holds on, and now he's moved into that 4th position. 2 laps to go. Weston Gorham way out front. J.D. Fry getting a little bit sideways coming out of turn 4, but he always manages to get it gathered back up. Right now, looking at the white flag, it's the 71 W of Weston Gorham. Oh! Looks like Jason Howell in that 44 drove underneath the 52 of J.D. Fry. And here comes Paul White trying to pull a slide on him too. To no avail. Didn't work that time. Checkered flag coming out for the 71 W of Weston Gorham. Second going to the 44 of Jason Howell. Third the 52 of J.D. Fry, fourth to the 1, Paul White. And that's far as I'm going with that one. Woo! That was a quick one.
Green flag. Oh, watch out. Oh! Hard hit. So Josh Graham in the 15 car. James Wandershed in that 155, man, went around on his own, and about half the field clearing, but the other half, whew, looking for the green flag. Here we go. And we are racing here at Devil's Bowl Speedway in the feature event for the Buckmeyer Motorsports USRA Limited Modifieds. 3 wide coming off turn number 2. Much better start this time. As we got him coming off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Matt Goswick in that number 67 using the top side of the racetrack. Leads them. 3 wide once again coming off turn number 2 with Luttrell in the number 11. The number 19 of Jeff McGibney and the 33 of Pepper Kirkendall. And on the move, on the hunt, the 25C, Tommy Davis Jr. right there on his back bumper, the number 1 of Chase Raymond. They sit number 1 and number 2 in points here at Devil's Bowl Speedway. Matt Goswick in that number 67 leads it. Stephen Ashcraft in second. Pepper Kirkendall now in third. Tommy Davis Jr. in the 25C in fourth. Eric Luttrell in that number 11 rounds out the top 5. Oh, watch out over here in turn number 2. Okay, we're good. Tommy Davis now up to third. Stephen Ashcraft, he dives down to the bottom side of the racetrack. A little bit of bite on the bottom side of the racetrack. It's a drag race. Caution on the Speedway. Caution on the Speedway. The 72 car of Bryce Allen turned around on the front straightaway. Lights out. Matt Goswick on the gas. Green flag back out. Tommy Davis Jr. in the 25C putting pressure on the 67 of Matt Goswick. Tommy Davis Jr. once again making the bottom side of the racetrack work. Goswick powers by on the top side, hanging on to the top spot. Oh, watch out. Chase Raymond in the number 1 goes around off turn number 4. Uh-oh, some extracurriculars going on out there. Tommy Davis Jr. down on the inside, trying to wrestle the lead away from the 67 of Matt Goswick. Nothing doing. Goswick hanging on to that lead in that number 67. He's led every lap since the start of the race and continues to use the top side of the racetrack. Taking the long way around, but it's working for him. Matt Goswick in that number 67. Tommy Davis Jr. runs in second. Eric Luttrell in the 11 runs third. The 56 of Stephen Ashcraft fourth. The 33 of Pepper Kirkendall fifth. Getting passed by the 22M of Gregory Muirhead down the back straightaway. Diving hard into turn number 1, trying to put the slide job on the 67. Oh, they touched down the back straightaway. Matt Goswick continues to hang on to that top spot with Tommy Davis Jr. right there in second. Once again, trying to put the slide job on, nothing doing. Goswick has a better run off the top side of the racetrack. Then he brings it down to the bottom over here in turn 3 and 4. Tommy Davis Jr. in that 25C just trying to find a little better bite on the bottom side. This time he may have it. He gets alongside. Nope, here it is. Matt Goswick on the outside continues to lead. Goswick off turn number 4. Tommy Davis Jr. right there. 2 to go, 2 to go. good, clean racing up front. Oh, watch out, the 72 around. Bryce Allen over here in turn number 3 and 4. Caution on the speedway. Here we go. Should be a green, white checker. Here we go. Eric Luttrell getting into the sheet metal of the 67 is Tommy Davis Jr. Fights hard down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Matt Goswick should be looking at the white flag this time. Off turn number 4. Here we go. The money lap. Oh, watch out. The 22 Muirhead goes around. Caution on the speedway. Woo! Caution on the speedway. Here we go. Look like a copy of the last start. Matt Goswick now out in front. Here we go. He'll be looking at the white flag this time. The race for second spot. Tommy Davis Jr. down on the inside. Eric Luttrell on the outside in that number 11. Off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Goswick now with about a 4-car length advantage. Bringing it off at turn number 4. Your winner, the number 67, Matt Goswick. Second spot going to the 25C of Tommy Davis Jr. Third, the 11 car of Eric Luttrell. Fourth, the 56 of Stephen Ashcraft. And rounding out the top 5, it's a 33 of Pepper Kirkendall. That's the way they finish up in the feature event for your Buckmeyer Motorsports USRA Limited Modifieds. And I see the big White Horse Tuning and Dyno sign on the side of Matt Goswick's car. So they tuned that thing pretty good going to victory lane in the number 67. There he is, race fans. Give him a hand on the inside of the front straightaway wall. The number 67, Matt Goswick.
All right, folks, here we go. Coward steps on the throttle, green flag's waving. It's Danny Ferguson showing them the way. Coward comes out of turn 2 in the lead. Eddie Smith on the outside, the 25J of Keith Jackson on the inside. Rick Murray driving hard into turn 3. Good grief, he's got that car hooked up. Went from 4th to 2nd, and he is about to try and pass the 22 of Coward on the outside. Coward getting a little bit loose. That gives the lead to the 8 car of Rick Murray. Oh, Joseph Casper in the 77 car spinning around, getting a little loose there. Folks, that car's got a 305, so it ain't going to be very fast. Your leader, the 8 car of Rick Murray. Second is the 2 car of Eddie Smith. Then you got the 98 of Chris Davis, the 25J of Keith Jackson. Bottom of 2, you got 2 cars wrecked. Look like the 85 is up on the top of turn 1. Then it looks like the U81 of Brennan Marshall. And what is that? The 25J? I think that's the 25J of Keith Jackson hooked up with the U81 of Brennan Marshall. And then, of course, Stephen Ashcraft in that 85 car, something breaking on his car. Green's out, it's time to go. Oh, 4 wide down through turns 3. Jerry Coward says, I've had enough of this. I'm pulling off. $1,000 or not. Thomas there, the 17T, getting up against that tire. He's coming back out though. Tommy Davis Jr. on the inside trying to get underneath the 25J of Keith Jackson. Race for the lead right here. Chris Davis in the 98 on the inside. 8 car of Rick Murray on the outside. Chris Davis trying to stick to the bottom. Oh, slides all the way to the top. Rick Murray's up there, but he just drove off the racetrack. So, out front, your new leader, the 98 of Chris Davis. All right, your leader still the 98 of Chris Davis. Rick Murray in second. Eddie Smith in the 2 car in third. Tommy Davis Jr. making a move underneath Eddie Smith coming off of turn 4. Moving into third place is the 17 of Tommy Davis Jr. Oh, we got one turned around up in the top. Can't tell what number it is right now, but looks like the 112 of, I don't know who. 112? 112M of John Miller out of Kennedale. Danny Ferguson in the flag stand tonight. And Chris Davis is on it. Rick Murray on the inside. TDJ on the outside. Oh, Eddie Smith getting turned around. See if he can keep it going. Come on, Eddie. And we're going again. It's green. Somebody showed them some sparks down the front straightaway. Somebody got a little close to that outside wall. Rick Murray got a bite. Being told that was Keith Jackson trying to grind a little weight off his car there. Out front, it's the 98 of Chris Davis. Right behind him, it's his big brother, TDJ, Tommy Davis Jr. Then on the inside, it's the 54 of Melvin Kemp and Jr. Pulling way ahead of the 8 of Rick Murray. Looks like Eddie Smith is sitting up on the top side of the racetrack. And he got hot. There's a lot of steam coming off that thing. Your leader still the 98 car of Chris Davis. His big brother following behind him in the 17, about 3-4 car lengths behind. Then you got Melvin Kemp Jr. in the 54. The 8 car of Rick Murray. The 71M of Tommy McKinley. And we got another caution of 17T, I believe. Looks like the 17T of Dustin Thomas getting turned around. So I think we got 11 down. And we're green. We're going again. Oh, somebody hit a tire and it looked like it just a little bit on the track. Are we going to try and fight around it? We only got 4 laps to go. Or maybe 3. Oh, the 54 car of Kemp driving hard into that turn. All right, it stands right now. It's Chris Davis, Tommy Davis Jr., Melvin Kemp, Tommy McKinley, Rick Murray, Shane King, Jeff Jones, Keith Jackson, B.A. Jensen, white flag coming out. One more lap. And I can guarantee you, Tommy Davis Jr. is doing everything to get up on the rear bumper of his little brother's car, the 98 of Chris Davis. Tommy driving in hard. He drove it in real hard. McKinley trying to get that 3rd spot. Checkered flag coming out for the 98 of Chris Davis. 2nd going to the 17 of Tommy Davis Jr. 3rd to the 54 of Melvin Kemp Jr. 4th to the 71M of Tommy McKinley, and 5th to the 8 car of Rick Murray.
The ASCS Elite non-wing sprint cars presented by Abilene Powder Coating here tonight at Devil's Bowl Speedway. The ASCS Elite non-wing sprints here tonight at Devil's Bowl Speedway, 20 laps. They'll make up the feature event tonight here at Devil's Bowl Speedway. You just saw Johnny Suggs, who's won many races out here at Devil's Bowl Speedway. He paced the field for you. Now, coming off turn number 4, onto the front straightaway. Here they are at Devil's Bowl Speedway. Your feature event, the ASCS Elite non-wing sprint cars here tonight at Devil's Bowl Speedway. Field pacing through turn number 3, looking for the side-by-side start. Gary Floyd, net number 58, the 15 car, Jeremy Jonas. Here we go. Green flag is out. Two, 3 wide. Jeremy Jonas in that number 15, that orange number 15, off turn number 4, leads him down the front straightaway. 2nd spot belongs to the 58 of Gary Floyd. 3rd, the 44 of Jason Howell. 4th, the 22X of Steven Shabester. Oh, problems over here in turn number 2. We stay green. Things getting a little dicey early on here in the feature event for the ASCS Elite non-wing sprint cars here tonight at Devil's Bowl Speedway. Jeremy Jonas continues to raise that left front off the ground when he gets on the gas. But he continues to lead here in the opening laps of the feature event for the ASCS Elite Non-Wing Sprint Cars. Your point leader, Justin Zimmerman, runs in 6th spot. As there's your leader right there at the flag stand. That's the 15 of Jeremy Jonas. The 58 of Gary Floyd runs in 2nd. The 22X, Stephen Shabester, runs in 3rd. Justin Zimmerman in the number 1 up to 4th. Jeremy Jonas, top side of the racetrack. Puts the number 24 Joseph Casper a lap down. Gary Floyd in that 58. Trying to come along. Does. Gary Floyd in at number 58. Lap traffic starting to play a part in this one as Jeremy Jonas tries to work the lap traffic over here off 3, now off 4, down the front straightaway. Clears the number 9 car. Gary Floyd tries to put the slide job on Jonas. Nothing doing. As Stephen Shabester, nose to tail, top 3, going for the lead down here in turn number 1. Jonas continues to hang on to it. Gary Floyd still hanging on to that 2nd spot. But the 22X is Stephen Shabester getting into the mix, and here he comes, Justin Zimmerman in that number 1. Zimmerman and that number 1 had the fastest lap last time as Jeremy Jonas continues to lead. Gary Floyd hangs on to 2nd spot. Stephen Shabester continues to run in 3rd. Justin Zimmerman in 4th. Jonas not running away with this one. Gets a little wide coming off turn number 4. Now Gary Floyd trying to put the slide job on. They cross over in turn number 2. New leader as they go down the back straightaway. Gary Floyd leads them. Jeremy Jonas now running in 2nd. He gets it. Problems for Jonas back to 4th as Stephen Shabester now up to 2nd and Justin Zimmerman up to 3rd. Coming off turn number 4, trying to get by some of the lap traffic. Here we go, new leader down into turn number 1. Shabester trying to make it stick. Oh, off the racetrack. Oh, problems over here. Oh, over. Red. Red flag on the Speedway. Red flag on the Speedway. Wow. Gary Floyd. He goes from leading to minus the left front and then going over. Wow. All right, race fans, Devil's Bowl safety crew, over to the number 58 of Gary Floyd. Wow, how quickly things can change. Driver is out, he is okay. Woo! green flag. Zimmerman putting a slide job on. Can't make it work. Yes, he does. Gets a little bite on the top side of the racetrack. New leader as we go down the back straightaway. Justin Zimmerman, just like that, to the point. Your point leader in the ASCS Elite Non-Wing Sprints. Getting it done here tonight at Devil's Bowl Speedway. Second spot, Steven Sylvester. Third, Jeremy Jonas in the number 15. Fourth spot, the number 1 of Paul White. And rounding out the top 5 is a 71W of Weston Gorham. Off turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Justin Zimmerman continues to lead. Steven Sylvester right there in second. And then it's quite a ways back to the number 15 car of Jeremy Jonas. Paul White, the number 1, runs in fourth. 2 laps to go here in the feature event. Zimmerman continues to lead. Sylvester runs in second. Jeremy Jonas third, Paul White fourth. White flag in the air for Justin Zimmerman in the number 1. Down the back straightaway. Keeping it on the racetrack. Off turn number 4, checkered flag. Your winner, the number 1 of Justin Zimmerman's. Second spot going to the 22X, Steven Sylvester. Third, Jeremy Jonas in the number 15. Fourth, the number 1 of Paul White, and rounding out the top 5, the 49 of Justin Fifield. So the top 3 being sent to, the top 5 being sent to the scales. We'll bring out the top 3, and then our winners in the other classes out here on the front straightaway. But your winner tonight in the ASCS Elite Non-Wing Sprint Cars, the number 1 car of Justin Zimmerman, finishing in second. Steven Sylvester in the 22X. Third, the 15 of Jeremy Jonas. Fourth, Paul White in the number 1. And rounding out the top 5 is Justin Fifield. Sixth spot went to Weston Gorham. Seventh, Jason Howell in the 44. And eighth spot, the 118 of Scott Evans. And this word just being passed down from the ASCS Elite officials. Justin Zimmerman running a 305 engine in that number 1 car here at Devil's Bowl Speedway. So if you're headed out, drive careful, and we'll see you next week here at Devil's Bowl Speedway. God bless.